Good morning students, welcome to today's class. In our previous class we discussed that how microorganisms are useful to us. In that we discussed enough about how they are helpful in bakery, in beverage industry, how they are useful in medicinal field and how they are fixing the nitrogen so that it can be very much helpful in agriculture. Now in this last point will be about how the microorganisms are helping as natural cleaners or decomposers. So microorganisms as natural cleaners. Now this is very important thing for the environment. Environment has its own way to recycle the nutrients which is used by various living organisms and putting it back into the soil. So whenever any living organism is dying, any living organism, whether it is a microorganism itself, whether it is a plant, animal, human being, they all are decomposed by the natural cleaners or called as decomposers. These are breaking down the complex substances of the body and putting them into the simpler substances which is mixing with the soil and again used by the living organisms. So the common example of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Two of the common example of bacteria which is used as decomposers are Bacillus subtilis and Pseudomonas. Whereas almost all the fungi act as decomposers because they are saprotrophs. They obtain the nutrients from the dead and decaying matter. So what they are doing, they are decomposing all the waste, organic waste that is being forming into the nature and breaking down into simpler substances so that the nutrients can be used again and again. So they are doing two things. They are naturally cleaning the environment plus recycling the nutrients. So the benefit of this is that they are recycling the nutrients and they are cleaning away the organic waste. Now we can understand how they are important by a very simple activity which is mentioned in your textbook. Now let's discuss this activity. The activity is activity 2.6 and it is given at the page number 35. Now you can see the aim of the activity which is to show that microorganisms clean the environment and materials which you require for this process are pots, the normal pots which are used for gardening, soil, garden soil itself for the pot soil, organic waste. Now what is organic waste? Like vegetable or fruit peels and anything like leftover food or whatever we get in the kitchen waste which is not plastic will be added into organic waste. Polythene and plastic waste. So generally if you know that there are two types of waste, biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. We are going to take organic waste as a biodegradable waste and other waste as non-biodegradable waste. So what we have to do, we have to take two pots, the normal pots which we use for gardening purpose and name it as pot A and pot B. Now in pot A, fill it with soil up to half and same you should do with pot B. Put organic waste in the pot A and polythene and plastic waste in the pot B. Leave it for 3 to 4 weeks. Observe after 3 to 4 weeks and what you will observe that whatever was kept in pot A has completely decomposed because it is organic matter and due to the presence of decomposer in the soil, it is completely decomposed. So it is cleaning away the waste which was kept into the pot A, whereas whatever was kept in pot B, the plastic and polythene, is going to be like that only. It is not at all biodegraded because it is actually inorganic waste. So microorganisms clean the environment by decomposing the organic waste or organic matter. So this is all about how microorganisms act as friend to us. Now we'll move to the next topic. Now we will move to the next part of this chapter and we'll look to the other part the microorganisms play in our life. That is how they act as food to us, or how they are enemies to us, or in a simple words I can say how they are harmful to us. Now if you remember, I started this chapter with a problem which we are facing nowadays, that is about COVID-19 disease or coronavirus. I don't think so there will be any person who is not accustomed to these two terms, COVID-19 and coronavirus, from the last 4 months. Because from the last 6 months, the whole world is facing this problem and every part of the world is plagued with the problem called coronavirus or COVID-19 disease. So how this microorganism is affecting us in a harmful manner. Not only virus which is causing COVID-19, there are many other microorganisms which cause several different kinds of diseases to us. Some of them becomes very fatal or lethal, causing the death of many lives, as we have seen in the case of coronavirus, that how many lives it has taken till now all over the world. So I'm going to discuss about some points related to that how microorganisms act as foe to us or how they are harmful to us. Microorganisms and their harmful effects. So the very first thing which come into our mind when we think about microorganism is the diseases they cause. So the very first point will be causing diseases. It causes various different type of diseases, and then comes spoiling of food. Just leave your food right at this time of the season. Just leave the food outside for around 4 to 5 hours. You will see that there is a very foul smell coming out of the food. Or sometimes you can see, if you are leaving it for 2 to 3 days, just leave the bread outside for 2 to 3 days, or even the kneaded dough outside for 2 to 3 days. You will see that the fungus has grown on it, making it completely uneatable. You cannot eat that thing which is being contaminated by microorganism. So one of the most important harmful effect they are causing is the diseases. Then comes the spoiling of food. Number of times the lot of food is being spoiled due to the action of microorganism. They also contaminate water. Like water which is stagnant, which is not flowing, that water is always contaminated by microorganism, making it completely undrinkable. Means you cannot drink that water which is black in color due to the microorganism present into them, and they also give very offensive or bad smell. Then they spoil organic things. Organic things means the things which is made up of the living organisms once in a lifetime, like fabrics, leather items. ड्यूरिंग दिस सीजन, मतलब बरसात के सीजन में आपने अक्सर देखा होगा कि अगर आप कपड़ों को पहन करके रख देते हैं तो अक्सर उनमें फंगस ग्रो हो जाता है, या लेदर के जूते, पर्स या फिर जो शूज होते हैं, इनको अगर हम रख दे काफी लंबे समय तक और अगर हमने कोई प्रोटेक्शन उनको नहीं की है तो अक्सर वो उनके ऊपर फंगस ग्रो हो जाता है, जो उनकी लाइफ को, जो उनकी शेल्फ लाइफ है उसको डिस्टर्ब कर देते हैं, उसको डैमेज कर देते हैं, जिससे वो लंबे समय तक नहीं चल सकते हैं. सो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म आर affecting us in so many manners. We are going to discuss the first point, that is about causing diseases, that how microorganisms are causing disease to every living organism. Means the plants, animals, and human beings. Now you can see I have written on something on the blackboard as what is microorganism as pathogens. Now what is pathogens? Pathogens means the disease causing microorganism. Means all those microorganisms which cause diseases are called as pathogens. They are the most devastating effect of microorganism. Around the world, many number of times, lots of people are affected by one or other kind of diseases which is being caused by microorganism. Means, take some examples of the diseases which we often get affected, like common cold, measles, chicken pox, smallpox, then you have anthrax, then there is typhoid, cholera, diarrhea. All these different diseases are being caused by microorganisms, and these diseases are called as communicable diseases. So what are pathogens? Pathogens are those microorganisms which causes diseases. And what kind of diseases is being caused by microorganism? These are communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are those diseases which can communicate from one affected person to another healthy person. मतलब ये वो बीमारियां हैं जो किसी भी तरह के कांटेक्ट से, डायरेक्ट या इनडायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट से एक से दूसरे इंसान की तरफ जो है फैलती हैं. जैसे if you are shaking hands with the infected person, if you are eating or sharing the food of the infected person or clothes of the infected person, or even if you are in a close proximity of the infected person, like in case of TB, tuberculosis, if the person who is affected by tuberculosis is sneezing or coughing in open, then all the people who are around or in a close proximity of the patient will be affected by the bacteria of tuberculosis. So they can affect us through direct or indirect contact. For example, in last so many months, you may be hearing about a lot about how we can protect ourselves from coronavirus. As it is always said that we should maintain a distance from people, like because it can easily carry from the air droplets. Like in many cases, number of times the disease causing microorganism is traveling through the air droplets and can enter into the healthy person. So communicable diseases are those diseases which are communicating or being carried from one person to another person through direct or indirect contact. So you will write the definition of communicable disease yourself. I'll give you some example of communicable diseases like typhoid, TB, common cold, COVID-19, all these are communicable diseases. It can spread from one patient to many healthy people. So you will write the definition of communicable disease and example of communicable diseases. Now in our first segment of this topic, we are going to discuss about the diseases that is caused to human beings by the microorganism. So in communicable disease, you can see in your page number 37, you can see there is a complete table of the diseases which are very common, means all the diseases which are being affecting human being from lot many days, and how they are being spreading, what are the cause, how they are, what is the mode of transmission, and how we can protect ourselves from these diseases. As you can see that you one thing I would like to add, that please make that table into your notebook, that complete table of diseases in your notebook. You will see that these diseases, whether it is being caused by virus, whether it is caused by bacteria or fungi or protozoa, these diseases are always being carried from unhealthy person to healthy person by some mode of transmission. It may be air, it may be water, it may be food, or it may be any vector. Now what is vector? Vector are those insects or animals which carry the pathogenic microorganism from unhealthy person to healthy person. So communicable diseases are spreading from by many ways, like air, water, food, vectors. Vectors are, I am repeating this line again, vectors are those insects or animals which are carrying the pathogenic or microorganism from unhealthy person to healthy person. Example I could write over here as mosquito. Mosquito is carrying plasmodium and injecting it to a healthy person, causing malaria. So all these reasons are causing the communicable diseases, and many diseases are caused by bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi. So all these microorganisms are causing diseases. Now, as you have observed in the table given at the page number 37, that there are numerous diseases which has been mentioned here, like caused by bacteria or virus or fungi or protozoa, all have a mode of transmission which is making them very much communicable to many people at one time. Like in case, we will take an example of COVID-19 disease, that it can spread easily by the direct contact or indirect contact. That's why so many people are getting affected by coronavirus. That's why it is spreading to so many people at the same time. I think it had never been a chance where the whole world had stopped, or they have stopped their all the necessary activities like education or many other things due to any disease. But this is happening in case of coronavirus because the mode of transmission is direct and indirect contact both. Now, how we can prevent ourselves from these diseases? It is very important. Like, we know that they are causing disease and we have to protect ourselves. Earlier, when the medical field was not that much developed, then these diseases used to be very fatal, like in case of malaria, polio, cholera. But nowadays, with the development in medical field, we have proper way to tackle them in the form of medicines and vaccines, which we have discussed in our previous topic, where we have discussed how medicines are helpful to combat the diseases and how vaccination are making our immune system strong to fight with the diseases. So all this prevention is required, but apart from this, lot of other things are required. For example, if some disease is being caused by air, like tuberculosis, how you can protect yourself from that? First of all, try to cover your mouth and your nose while sneezing or coughing. And if you moving in public transport, or if you're going in a public place, try to cover your nose with your with the mask. I think everyone is doing this right now. Everyone is using mask, or they're just covering their mouth so that the microorganisms are not entering into your body. Apart from these, try to maintain proper hygiene, like washing hands or wearing washing clothes, not going too close to the patient, or trying to keep all those things which are very private, like any clothes or nothing should be shared with the any people, whether it is the person is healthy or unhealthy. And in addition to that, if you someone is feeling like there is a patient or somebody is having a disease, like in case of right now I'm going to talk about coronavirus only, because that is a thing which we are all going through. That then if you're feeling some disease has caught by a person, try to isolate that person. Like in case of measles, it is done, like in case of smallpox, chickenpox, the patient is isolated so that it should not spread to many people. And apart from that, making your body immune system stronger is also one of the way by which we can tackle the diseases. For example, once a disease is caused, we can fight it with them by taking medicines, like antibiotics are taken. But if there are some diseases which can be very fatal, like in case of polio, where if the person is affected by polio, it is not going to be cured. So in that case, vaccination is also very important. So always try to have all the vaccination which is needed, which is required. Do not try to skip the vaccination, because this vaccination actually make our body stronger. Apart from that, having a good sleep, having proper food at right time, having a healthy good habits is very important in the case of taking the body preventive to the diseases. So you can see in the same page number 37, there are lots of preventive measures that is mentioned. You will write 5 preventive measures into your notebook which can help us to tackle lots of diseases. I am not telling one disease particular, but there are a lot of diseases which can be tackled easily by these preventive measures. You are going to write any 5 of it in your notebook. So that is all about the diseases. But the microorganisms are not only causing diseases to human beings, but they are equally fatal to plants and animals that we are going to discuss next. Now we will move to the next segment of the pathogenic microorganisms. As we have seen in the previous video that microorganisms are causing so many diseases in human beings, ranging from tuberculosis, COVID-19, cholera and many more diseases. And these diseases are spreading from one person to another by various mode of transmission. Now, not only human beings are affected, but plants and animals are also affected by microorganisms. Some of the diseases like citrus canker, rust of wheat, yellow mosaic diseases are caused by microorganisms which are affecting plants on a large basis. Like the standing crops get affected so vastly by the microorganisms that many of these crops are devastated or damaged before their consumption. Some of the common examples, I am going to write that on the blackboard. So microorganisms as pathogen causing diseases to plants such as citrus canker. I'm just writing few examples. You can see the pictures of these diseases in the textbook. Citrus canker, which is caused by bacteria. Then rust of wheat, very common disease which affect wheat, which is caused by fungi. And similar to plants, how they affect plants, the diseases also affect the cattle, the animals, causing several diseases to them. One of the common diseases is anthrax. So animals, the common disease is anthrax and foot and mouth disease. Anthrax is caused by bacteria and foot and mouth disease is caused by virus. So generally these diseases are affecting the cattle, which affects their productivity, reducing their milk producing capability or affecting their health, which can only be controlled by the vaccination or preventive measures like in the case of human beings. So in total we can say that microorganisms are causing diseases, but these diseases are not something we should be terrified of. It can be easily controlled by some healthy habits, good sanitation and hygiene and immunization process. So this can be done in the case of animals and plants also. Like I've discussed about the harmful effects of microorganisms and we have discussed enough about the diseases they cause. Now we'll move to the next points, how the microorganisms are harmful to us. If you remember, the second point was how microorganisms spoil the food. Spoiling of food by microorganisms. Now, microorganisms are present everywhere, as we know that, and hence they are present in every food item or they are present in air. Generally the food item which has moisture in it and which is kept in a humid environment often get attacked by microorganisms. If like during summers, if you leave anything cooked outside for more than 4 to 5 hours, it get spoiled. You can see the action of microorganism in them by the foul smell that it is giving or the change of the color of the food. Or else if you see during winters, if something is kept like pickles or something like that, it is often attacked by fungi, where you can see cotton kind of thing is appearing in this food items. मतलब अचार वगैरह साथ में कई बार आपने नोटिस किया होगा कि उसपे फंगस ग्रो हो जाती है, या फिर कई फूड आइटम्स हम अगर रख के भूल जाते हैं तो उसमें फंगस ग्रो हो जाती है, जैसे कि ब्रेड. नाउ दिस मेक्स द फूड कंप्लीटली unconsumable, means you cannot consume this food because there is already an action of microorganism in it which affects the food item, so that it is not at all can be consumed by anyone. Now which microorganism is affecting? There are two examples of microorganism which is affecting or spoiling the food. One is Salmonella and another is Clostridium. Clostridium botulinum. So the action of these bacteria are spoiling the food, and if we consume this food which is already been affected by microorganism, it leads to number of diseases like food poisoning. So if someone is consuming spoiled food, the person is getting affected by food poisoning. Now when this is happening, generally if anything is kept at home and you just eat it when the smell is not coming, or you are accidentally eating it, then it happens. Or sometimes when we go outside and we are eating food from the roadside stalls, where generally the food is being made in the morning, but during the afternoon it gets spoiled. But since there are so much of flavor mixed into it that nobody knows that the food has already spoiled. So if you are consuming that food also, and second thing, not only the bacteria is working in this food, since these food are always sold near roadside, many number of microorganisms are getting into this food by vectors like houseflies and mosquitoes. So this food, if you are eating this food, you can be affected by food poisoning. And sometimes during festivals or during marriage also, the food is made in the morning and then so much of color and flavors is added to that food, that prevents it for getting the false smell. जो आपको खाना हम देखते हैं शादी में बनता है जनरली या पार्टीज में बनता है, वो खाने में स्मेल नहीं आती है कि वो खाना खराब हो चुका है, but जनरली वो खराब हो चुका होता है खाना. So when we are eating this food during the occasion when there is marriage and all, that food is also can cause food poisoning. So generally food poisoning is being done by the food if you are eating which is spoiled. Now what can be the symptoms for food poisoning? The person can have vomiting, the person can feel nausea, there is stomach ache due to the microorganism which is working on the body of the patient. So one should also avoid eating from the roadside stalls. One should also try to keep the food preserved so that the food is not spoiled. So this can also be added into the prevention from microorganism. Means कि माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म से बचने के लिए हमें सिर्फ वैक्सीनेशन या फिर इस तरह की चीजें ही नहीं, हमें ये भी नोटिस करना है कि हम किस तरह का खाना खा रहे हैं. मीन्स शुड अवॉइड ईटिंग फूड विच इज केप्ट आउट फ्रॉम लॉन्ग टाइम. घर पर भी अगर आप हैं तो बाहर रखा हुआ खाना लंबे समय तक अगर रखा हुआ है, डोंट ईट दैट. ट्राई टू प्रिजर्व फूड, ट्राई टू मिनिमाइज द स्पॉइलेज ऑफ फूड, because generally food is something which not a lot of people is getting. So we should also always try to preserve food, avoid spoiling of food. And if we are going out, try to not eat from the roadside stalls because that can cause food poisoning and many other diseases. And if we are going into marriage and all, if something if the smell is coming from the food, if the color is looking changed, try to avoid that food because all this can really affect your body. Apart from spoiling of the food, we have also seen that contamination of water or spoiling of the organic matter is also done by microorganisms. Apart from this, we have also seen that that microorganism contaminate water, means the stagnant water is affected by microorganism, which makes the water completely not to be consumed by the people. And also the things like organic things which is kept at home should be protected regularly by attack of microorganism. Like if we are having leather shoes, leather purse, or something made up of leather or fabrics, it should be properly washed, clean, dried up, and even if it is leather, it should be polished regularly, so that these things are not getting affected by microorganism.